I'm here joined with our new under-23 manager, Juan Cano Valverde. Juan, do you want to just tell us a little bit about the reason behind the implementation of the under-23 team and what that means for you?
Yeah, I think it's really important that pathway is realistic. When I came here, I used to be involved with youth setups mainly, but I think that has to be directed somewhere. And Poole got my eye since the first minute, really. So we get to work together really well, putting a methodology, joining teams in Junior Premier League, implementing things in grassroots as well. And thank you to everyone involved in the club who's been so welcoming. Now we can tell that there is pathway to the first team. I think football, there are many academies around, setups that, yeah, they do develop players, but not everyone could play for a pro academy. That's where the semi-professional clubs and non-league football plays a big part, and it needs to be structured. So I think Poole is doing the right thing there.
And you mentioned everyone being connected with it. Two people that are really probably important to you are Joe and Pat. What's your relationship like with Joe and Pat?
Yes, since the middle number one first meeting, the first words they had after a little introduction is, come to the first team. It's the best way to learn. It's the best way to implement dynamics into the under-23s. It's the best way to give them a boost in there and make it real. Pat and Joe, they've been just so welcoming starts.
And you obviously had a fantastic start as well, getting off with a 2-1 win. How was that?
That was amazing. Unexpected, if I'm honest. The last put a really good shift on possession. They stick to the game plan. And I think we need to give them credit, and that shows the motivation they've got. It is true that there is loads of things to improve. I can't wait to start training with them, but it's been so good. Honestly, the shift they put in there. I think when you have a first game with a new squad that has been done with only 3 trial sessions, and you go away to Stoneham and you get the 3 points, which ultimately is, being brutally honest, is not our main goal. Our main goal is to produce players to the first team. I think they deserve all the credit, so well done, yeah.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about your backstory? So who have you been at so far? You obviously spent some time in Spain, didn't you? Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I'm just another Spanish coach. I qualified in there, started in teaching, and then slowly I started to do my batches up to the last batch in Spain. Then I'm lucky because in Madrid County the level of football is absolutely great. Let's call it like a mini London. It's all concentrated. Then you have top academies, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Getafe, Rayo Vallecano. I've been lucky because I used to work for a semi-professional club, which the first team used to play in Tier 5, very similar to Poole Town, moving from Tier 5 to Tier 7, but the academy was a pro academy. Then we used to feed players to Real Madrid, Atletico de Madrid. The club is RSD Alcalá if you want to search it. Then the scenario that we were able to create with coaches coming from these pro academies to our academy, because we will get a chance to go to these pitches, to these facilities, and be spotted as coaches as well and managers, and have a little pathway into these pro clubs. So that's what I've learned. Then I decided to come to the UK to learn football, to learn English, and football just kept me here. This was in 2018, and yeah, I came for 2 years only.
Oh wow, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
And just finally, just how important is that pathway for youth players into the first team? How is that?
I think all the players should aspire to play for the first team of the club they're representing. And I feel one of the big things comparing this Spanish setup with the British setup, with all due respect, because I love this as well, is that in here it's a little bit more disjointed. When you have a Poole Town kid representing their under-8s, they should aspire to play on the first team. I know it's far and there is loads of work to do, but I think it applies the same to 23s, under-18s. And there is a lot of switching around, and I just think is that the clubs are not putting enough effort and convictions into there is pathway, there is real pathway, and we want you to represent the club. When you get a player who's been produced in your academy, we'll have that extra feeling because we'll have that extra bond with the club, and he will be feeling great to represent the club and give it all on the pitch.
Brilliant. Thanks, mate.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.